Welcome in. What's up, guys? How you doing? It's cold. Don't worry about me. I'm cold. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about this outfit. Please. Don't worry about me or this outfit. Okay? This outfit is because I'm cold. Okay? I'm freezing. And that's what it is. Okay? I'm freezing. That's what it is. I'm cold, you guys. In real life, I'm drinking. This water's not even cold. It's warm. Hi, Sarah. How are you? It's cold. Hi, baby. Hi, Lady Bond. Hi, Big B. Hi, Slim. Are we ready? It's time. It's December 1st. It's already. Yes. I have on gloves in the house. I have on a hat in the house. Now, no one in the house is as cold as me. They're not. Only I'm this cold. I'm the only one. I would have my big North Face bubble coat on, but I'm trying not to be dramatic. Hi, Wilma. Hi, Huda. I'm trying not to be dramatic, so that's why we don't have on the the jacket, okay? So we're trying to have some grace. So welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with me tonight. My name is Coach Kenya. If you're new here, and this is our daily reading that we are about to do. We do this reading every night. My team and I hop online. We get together and we knock it down like James Brown. We stay inspired and motivated by helping each other do it together. So tonight I'm inviting you to join me and stay motivated through the rest of the end of the year. Hi, Linda. I know a lot of people usually let up and say, I'm going to wait till next year, but I encourage you not to let up, but to put your feet on the pedal and push forward. Excuse me, I've been up since 3. I apologize. And push forward. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. As you go into the new year, you shall have victory in everything that you touch and everything that you want to touch. That your story is not over, that just because 2025 is coming to a close, your story is just beginning. My name is Coach Kenya. I've lost over 479 pounds naturally, and I have battled my way back from obesity and death 11 years ago. I've kept off the weight for approximately 11 years. And for 11 of those years, I've been helping other people find their true self as well. So welcome into our daily reading. In this reading, we talk about facing our fears, our fronts, and dealing with the pains that keep us from being sane. So today we are reading December 1st from Melanie Beattie. We've been reading this book for a whole year and we are almost done. And December 1st says, wait a minute, I forgot to do our daily reading because I'll be trying to do both. We're trying to knock out both. Okay, so let's see. It says, you don't have to move fast, just don't stop. Progress isn't loud. Sometimes it's like quiet consistency. The truth is, most transformations doesn't happen in big moments. It happens in small ones. The choices nobody sees, the decisions you make when you're tired, the boundaries you keep when it would be easier to break them. Today is a reminder that healing isn't about speed, it's about steadiness. You don't have to sprint to your breakthrough. You don't have to be perfect with your meals. You don't have to crush every workout. You don't have to silence every food thought instantly. You just have to keep going. Every time you choose water over impulse, that's progress. Every time you choose pause before emotional eating, that's progress. Every time you pray instead of panic, that's progress. Every time you show up for yourself, it's transformation. This Monday, don't aim for fast, aim for faithful, aim for focus, aim for consistent, because the woman who keeps going, even slowly, becomes unstoppable. And Melanie Beattie says, hey, Queen, welcome in. And Melanie Beattie says, let yourself be who you are. It's difficult to be around people who are trying to be perfect, perfectly healthy, perfectly polite, perfectly poised, perfectly controlled. Remember that being human means being imperfect, being flawed. Let yourself be. Let others be. Slouch in your chair. Eat with the wrong fork. Laugh out loud. Stand up and reveal who you are. And know that you're good enough. Stop worrying that people will find out who you really are. Instead, hope they do. Help them by openly sharing yourself and being not who you think you should be, but be who you really are. Hi, Cassie. Freedom is just a small step away. a step into self-love and acceptance. When you take it, others will follow, and they'll be grateful you led the way. Wow. Thank you, Cass. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was December 1st. It's short. Look how short December 1st is, but it's powerful. December 1st is super short, guys, but it's powerful. It was literally like eight paragraphs. Like literally. Hi, Yvonne. How are you, beautiful? I just saw you. Welcome in. Welcome in to my regulars, Doretta. I now welcome in, Jazzy Joy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you guys for hitting that like button for me. I'm gonna read it really quick in case my regulars missed it. Let yourself be who you are. It's difficult to be around people who are trying to be perfect, perfectly healthy, perfectly polite, perfectly poised, perfectly controlled. Remember that being human means being imperfect, being flawed. Let yourself be. Let others be. Slouch in your chair. Eat with the wrong fork. Laugh out loud. Stand up and reveal who you are and know that you're good enough. Stop worrying what people will find out and that people will find out who you really are. Instead, hope that they do. Help them by openly sharing yourself and being not who you think you should be, but who you really are. Freedom is not just a small step away, a step into self love and acceptance. When you take it, others will follow, and they'll be grateful you led the way. Wow. Hi, Baya, is how you say it. Hi, lady with purpose. How are you? You're so welcome, Yvonne. Oh my gosh, I really like that reading. And what I like most is this part is stop worrying that people will find out who you really are. Instead, hope that they do. Help them by openly sharing yourself and being who you think. And don't be who you think you should be, but be who you truly are. So many people have to walk around not being who they truly are. On a regular basis, they are literally having to deny themselves what they enjoy, what they love, and even in many cases, what they believe in. So if I don't encourage or impress anything upon you tonight, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I pray that I impress upon you to have the courage to be your true, authentic self, even if you're the only one that sees it. Even if you're just being your true, authentic self for yourself, it is worth doing it. I'm telling you, one of the best things I did was start telling the truth about the things that bother me to the people that love me, and they honored them. When I told them stuff that made me feel weird, I made me feel subconscious, they honored them. Oh my gosh, I was telling my sister something that bothered me. She was like, oh my gosh, sister, I never knew that. I'll make sure I do better. And she did. Why? Because she loves me enough to be concerned with my care. She loves me enough. Yep, don't betray yourself. Yes. She loves me enough to care enough about what I need to feel safe in a room. And that's because I felt safe enough within myself to tell my truth. It's like a domino effect. It's like the more we mature, heal, and grow, the more others mature and heal and grow around us. Especially if they want to keep being around us. They have to be willing to find the higher power, that their version of themselves that's at peace, that's at serenity, that has some sense of hope. Have you ever found yourself on a journey and then everybody around you is negative Nelly? They always talk about what ain't gonna work. Well, it's probably not gonna work. Well, honey, you're right, it ain't gonna work. Many of you guys are so negative and you wonder why your life is where it is. It's because you're a negative Nancy in your own life. You're always talking about what you're gonna try to do and how it ain't gonna work out for you because you don't have the guts to really try it and shut up complaining long enough to get something done. My dad would say, you can't expect what you don't ask for. That's right, Cassie, you can't. You can't. You can't start a business and say, I know it's not going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway. You already put in the universe that it's not going to work, so it's not going to work. So no matter how hard you try, it's not going to work. It's not. Because you've already determined the first thing out of your mouth was it wasn't going to work. You didn't say, I'm going to give this all I got, and no matter what, I'm going to keep showing up. You said it's not going to work, so it's okay. If you have that attitude, you're right. It's not going to work. If you always hollering how you trying to do something, you're going to always be trying and never doing. It's the words, the life and death is in your tongue. The life and death is in your mindset. If you choose to be negative and speak of only of the things of how it never works for you and how last time and how the person before the person, if that's your story, then you'll always stay where you are. You'll always be broke. You'll always be in poverty and you'll always have minimum. because your mindset is broken. Your mindset is poverty stricken and your mindset is minimal. Believe it or not, the way you live and the way you think shows your bank account. It shows in your bank account. When we have a poverty stricken mindset and we're scared to spend money, make money, and invest money, we live poverty and stricken life because we're always running to pay the next thing. We're never doing anything that can level us up because the fear won't let us, right? The fear won't let me look at my situation different than this is the only way it can be done. Many of us are in situations where we think the way we're doing it is the only way it can be done. We literally believe that there's no other way that our situation can work out, and that's not true. It's just that the other options we have yet to explore, and our mind is too small and too minimal to think outside of the box. That's just the truth. Some of us haven't been exposed enough for us to think outside of the small box we live in because we haven't been exposed to outside the box. Right? Right? It's like one time I was telling somebody about resources. She said, has it always been available? I said, for the last 50 years that I know about, it's been available. She said, why did I never know about it? I said, because in your box, there's no one to expose it to you. So if you're in a box and there's no one to help you look outside the box, then it's not that you're not trying. It's that inside your box, those things aren't allowed. Does that make sense? So what has to happen is in our mindset and in our lifestyle, we have to be willing to come outside the box. Like someone once told me, well, I grew up in a ghetto. I'm going to always be ghetto. And I said, that's a choice. That's a choice, right? So first of all, what is ghetto, right? What is that? How do you define that? Secondly, what do you mean you'll always be that way? Is it a personality? Is it a type? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a type? Is it a language? What is it? So then you got to ask yourself, what is it that you're committed to being? What are you committed to being? Is it a lifestyle? Is it an aura? Is it an image? Or do you feel that that image is your only image that you're allowed to have? Right? Right? So it's all about explore and expand. Somebody said, I never even thought about eating nothing like that. I was like, well, you have to try. I said, I was the worst person in the world to try new foods. I was the worst, y'all. I wouldn't try nothing new. And one of my friends started taking me to places. And she had me try Vietnamese and Japanese and Korean barbecue. And then I tried Polish and what else there were? German and just the different countries. And guess what? I found tons of things that I enjoyed. Had she not taken me, I would have never went. Had I not had an open mind, I would have never tried anything. I am perfect. So it wasn't just that I was willing to go, it's that I had to be willing to also then engage and try the things that the other people were doing. I remember the first time I went to a charcuterie board party. It was nothing but wine, cheese, and crackers. And there was lots of it. So I had to come to the conclusion that they weren't bringing out no chicken wings. They weren't bringing out no black people finger food. That it was a charcuterie board party. Okay? And so I had to open my mind to these little bites of meats I was eating were protein too. It just wasn't the protein that I was used to. So the more, that's how you expand your, yes, that's how you expand your space. So the more I start going to this stuff, I started liking it. That one night they had it was a wine tasting, but it was like black tie and denim. So you wore your black tie, but you wore denim, right? It's upscale. So of course I went. Why? They said upscale, they said white tie, they said white, black tie, denim, I'm in it. It was a another wine tasting, another fancy finger foods at an art gallery. What an experience, right? I found this place around by my community. I love it. It's another location where you can go in. They have live bands. It's really laid back. They have an open volleyball course. You can actually bring your own food and barbecue, or you can order from the kitchen. Love the atmosphere. Love it. So we call them adult Lunchables. Let's go. So I love the energy, you guys. It's so quaint and like upscale, and like the bands are singing all your old good music, the ones your mama and your daddy and your grandma got to, okay, with the new beats to them, okay. Love the energy. So I start going. It's like everything ain't got to be about twerking, bending over, shaking, and show me what you're working with. Some things are about exposed collarbones, open risk, and upscale conversations. You understand what I'm saying? Something, yes, elegance and sophistication. Everything isn't about bending over. Sometimes you want to go somewhere where the music is soft enough because it's meant for people to mix and mingle. You understand? Somebody once told me, can I take you out? And I said, where are we going? They said, let's go to the club. I said, I'm good. They said, why you don't want to go to the club? You don't like going out? I said, I can't hear you. If you take me somewhere so I can get to know you, I can't hear you in a club. I'm not about to spend no 3 hours screaming at you. I have to scream at you in order to hear you. So, no, I'm good. That's not where I would want to go. You can meet me at a coffee shop or bookstore, any of those places, because it's going to be quiet enough where we can talk and actually get to know each other. Right? So it's always weird when somebody says, I want to take you out so we can get to know each other. We can't get to know each other going out to a club. We can't. Anywhere real loud, we can't get to know each other going to the movies. It's dark. You can't talk in there. So we got to make it make sense. So are you trying to get in my drawers and take me on a date, or are you trying to get to know me? Because if you're trying to get to know me, you're not taking me to any of the places where there's energy and space where people get to know each other. Think about it. Just think about it. Now, as a behaviorist with over 24 years of experience, I might know something about something. So remember, everything I do is by choice because I'm that weird. It's not where you go. And if somebody tells you, I took you to the club, I took you to the moon, and you should say, and thank you for hanging out with me, because that's all we did. We didn't get to know each other. I don't know anything about you than I knew before we got there. Because you can't talk in the club because you're screaming at each other. The only thing I can ask you is what you want to drink and do you like this song? Because that's all we got energy for. The second thing is, if you take me to the movies and we're talking too much, the only thing we can do in the movies, you think you're going to hook up on me, or I think I'm going to hook up on you, because it's dark, it's cold, and it's intimate. But I don't know you. Can I know your middle name before we go lay in each other's arms at a movie where you might not even have on deodorant? I don't know. See, I'm asking, I got questions. So all I'm saying is, ladies, just check the temperature. When people ask you, oh, I would love to take you out. Maybe we can get a drink or two, dance a little bit. Unless you're taking me to a jazz club where they have those breaks, the sets where they cut the music down and it's somber. Then how Miss Tina, then how we gonna get to know? Because I'm not gonna know nothing. I'm not gonna know more than I know right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be distracted by the music or the movie. So take me to a bookstore. Take me to an art gallery. Take me to a wine tasting. Don't even take me shopping. We can't get to know each other shopping. You realize I can't get to know you shopping. Because at shopping, I'm not focused on you. I'm focused on what I want. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not focused on you shopping either. So what I'm saying is, there has to be some form of, as adults, we have to start checking the temperature of the questions we're being asked. And then we don't get caught up in a lot of stuff, because in the beginning, it's screwery. The word really begins with an F, but it's effery with the it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get caught up in the uckery when you read it for what it is. The minute you ask me to go to the movies, go to a bowling alley or anything where it's real loud, like the party bowling, the party bingo, any of that stuff, a casino, I don't want to go because I can't hear you. I already can't see. Now you gonna take me somewhere where I can't hear? I need readers, so I already can't see. Now I got to go somewhere where I can't even hear you talk. Because I can't read lips. You get the point I'm trying to make? I can't see. So you taking me somewhere where I gotta read your lips and I can't see. Okay, you know what? Y'all ain't getting the joke. Y'all don't get it. Age a little bit. Y'all must be young. Y'all must be young people in these lives, because if you older, most dates are after dark. Any date after dark, I'm always suspect, boo. I'm always suspect. If you can't take me nowhere when the sun's still up and we still outside after dark, I got more questions. Yeah. If you always have to call me at night and talk to me at night on the phone, I got more questions. I should be able to text you all day long if we're dating. We should be able to text back and forth in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening. It shouldn't be no weirdness. Oh, I can't talk right now. It shouldn't be no weirdness. It's weird. It gets me weird. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, we're hi Nikki, how are you, beautiful? Cassie, it'd be weird, right? So I'm just saying, ladies, it's okay to get out there. If we've been talking a lot about opening your heart and letting people in. And anytime I open a subject and start talking about that, I like to kind of circle it about and finish the conversation. And in that saying, some of the signs, you don't gotta wait for a red flag. I call them black flags. First of all, you don't gotta wait for a flag when you can kind of have discernment. If you know what you're looking for and know what you want, you don't have to say yes to the first person to ask, especially if it's going somewhere that you know you wouldn't want to go and you know that it's not doing what you want to do. So today it's okay to say no to go past a few, to go past the many to get to the few. The girls always say, "Well, coach, who you dating right now?" or whatever. And I'll say, nobody important. Nobody important. And it's not that they're not important to me. They're not important enough for them to be meeting my family and friends. Because if I'm just now getting to know you, I don't know you enough. So, do you understand? So I'm just a little more choicing as I'm older. I'm older now and I'm more established. I have more things going on in my life. So I don't really have time. So I'm only going to put my energy in what feels valuable to put my energy in. Hi, Belinda, I haven't seen you in forever. And hi, Miriam, and what feels good to put my energy in, if that makes sense. So for me, husband, oh, that's for me. Just I'm skipping all of it. Husband, oh, is he gonna fall out of heaven and come knock on the door? You guys, I'm about to go outside. That's why I put my hat back on. He's gonna fall out of heaven, knock on the door. Any questions tonight, ladies? We were talking about opening up ourselves, letting ourselves in today's topic, as we read from both Melanie Beatty and as from my own topic tonight. It actually talked about that kind of um, looking at yourself and looking at what you want to do, not stopping, but it's when we're on a journey, when stuff gets hard, we have this tendency to put the journey to the side until life gets easier. But one of the things I hope that I try to impress upon you is that you don't have to put your health and wellness journey to a side because it is you, right? Because you are bettering a version of you, you don't have to stop making you better. You learn that the things happening in your life can be inclusive on your journey of making you better. It means we don't stop us to handle it. We handle us and we handle it. Hi, Lucky Lucy. Hi, Lucky. How are you? Does that make sense, ladies? It means we handle it and us. We do both. Y'all got me? We do both. Like I said, we don't have to sprint into your breakthrough. You don't have to be perfect with your meals. You don't have to crush every workout. You don't have to silence every food noise instantly. You just have to be willing to keep showing up. You don't have to freak out if you gain 3 or 4 pounds. If the scale don't move, you don't have to freak out if you missed the workout or you ate a cupcake you don't have to freak out no more. You just have to be willing to keep going. Every time you choose the water over impulse, that's progress. Every time you refuse emotional eating, that's progress. Every time you walk farther than you would have walked the day before, that is progress. That is what we hold on to. That is what we thrive from. That is how we win. That's how we win right there. That's it. That's how we win right there. Hands down, that is how we win right there. Welcome in, Carmen. That is what we do. Okay? We keep showing up. If it gets hard, we pivot. We don't stop, we pivot. We hurt our ankle, we sit down in a chair and work out. We hurt our arms, we work our legs. The doctor say rest, we work another part. But we don't ever stop fighting for the betterment of who we are. There's never a reason big enough to stop fighting for you. There is never a reason big enough to stop fighting for you. That's all I got tonight. God bless you.